We have a massive Lakers update to go over today, as well as no surprise, the Lakers are pursuing a center this offseason. A wild new report has dropped regarding a 7'3" international center and the Los Angeles Lakers. We're going to dive into that report and discuss what this means going forward, as well as a bunch of other things in this episode. Stay tuned for all that. But before we get into it, if you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Lakers content. Your guys' support has been unbelievable. You've been beasts. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk today about something that no one is talking about. And this is an international center that is on the Lakers' radar here. And this one is absolutely wild. It is a crazy one. And let's dive right into it. So you can see this here, this new report that has dropped. Lakers predicted to select 7'3", 227-pound, 18-year-old center in the 2025 NBA draft. And if you're unfamiliar with who this is, I will go over that today. And of course, you're thinking to yourself, the Lakers don't have a first-round pick. This is actually a interesting second-round pick. You can see this here. The Lakers are in desperate need of a center this offseason, and they're getting one in Bleacher Report's latest mock draft. The Lakers will only have the 55th overall pick, and they're predicted to select Australian Roko Zikarsky with it. I think that's pronounced correctly. Let me know down below if you if I'm mispronouncing that and if you're Australian or whatever. And here's the exact quote. The draft process will be important for Roko after an unproductive season that ended early due to injury. A mobile 7'2" wingspan, 7'2", 18-year-old pro experience may sway some teams to gamble and stay patient. The last few drafts have shown teams interested in adding his kind of size in the middle, even if they lack a modernized skill set. And he played for the Brisbane Bullets in the NBL the last 2 seasons, and he was touted as a first-round pick prior to a couple of these rough seasons, but now his stock has dipped. Ladies and gentlemen, some people are saying he's 7'2", some say 7'3", some say 7'4". I'm going to probably lean on the side between 7'2" and 7'3". But this one's very interesting. And obviously, the Lakers don't have their first-round pick this year, but this is a guy that was at least formerly touted as a first-round pick prior to undergoing injury and, of course, having a bit of a bad season. The Lakers need a center. Now, am I going to proclaim that this guy, Roko, is going to solve the Lakers' center problems? Absolutely not. However, we know they need size, and to have a guy, if you can get him with a 55th overall pick, like Bleacher Report's mock draft indicates here, that can protect the rim and just be a developmental project to grow alongside Luka Doncic and the systems they have in place in LA. It is a literal no-risk move. The 55 overall pick, you can buy picks for cash considerations in the second round, and I love it. And you can see this here. Zikarsky didn't quite take the leap you'd expected in 2024-2025, averaging 4.6 points, 3.4 rebounds, and, not great defensive metrics, but he didn't get a lot of playing time. And despite things not going according to plan, he is still an intriguing prospect. He's a great shot blocker and is also mobile enough to guard on the perimeter. He might not be making an instant impact for the Lakers, but he could turn out to be a very solid center. And you can see this here at the combine, 7'4". He is 7'4" according to the combine stats. Outrageous 9'6" wingspan. It is absurd. I mean, it is crazy. Now, whether you want to say 7'2", 7'3", 7'4", doesn't really matter. He is absolutely, the intangibles are there. And if there's a team that I trust to develop a center at this point, are the Lakers number one? They obviously had Anthony Davis, who they traded for all these different things, helped him develop. I have full faith in their ability to develop a guy like Roko Zikarsky if you can get him. A 7'4" wingspan for a team that's lacking size, and he'd probably play most of the games in the G League. But man, oh man, it is a crazy, crazy proposition. And no one's really talking about the Lakers, 55th overall pick, but you can still get guys. Is it common? No. You think about Nikola Jokic, I believe he was the 46th overall pick. There are guys late in drafts that you can get. And of course, this is supposed to be a loaded draft. This was a guy who was supposed to be in the first round. Then, of course, he plummeted down the, draft rankings because of his stats and his injuries. But you can see here, they compared Zikarsky to Donovan Clingan, who, of course, the Trailblazers selected in the 2024 draft, who averaged, 6 points, 8 rebounds, 1.1 steals. That's a crazy comparison for a guy who's in the 55th overall pick. Even if the Lakers do draft him, you would expect them to acquire a center via free agency or trade. They need someone who can start and play big minutes. And again, I am not proclaiming that this guy is going to even get 8 rotation minutes this year, but he's someone that you can pick and slowly develop. They need to go out and get a Nick Claxton or someone like that. But to have another center on the radar, I absolutely love the idea. I love the thought of it. And if you're going to make use of that 55th overall pick, may as well do so in the form of a guy who has, a very low floor, but a very high ceiling. Think about, centers Lakers are linked to, whether that's Mitchell Robinson, whether that's Nick Claxton, all these guys. I mean, you have a chance to grab a guy with a 7'4" wingspan. Now, will he be available at the 55th overall pick? That's the big question. If he was a former first round pick, that was his kind of area that people had him at the draft ranking projections. Maybe he won't last the 55th overall pick. Lakers can move up. They could do a bunch of things. Depending how they like him, it could be interesting. But again, his stats in Brisbane aren't anything to write home about. 4 points a game, 2 rebounds. But this could change, it wouldn't change everything regarding the Lakers landscape. But if somehow this guy, borderline undrafted, can find a way to, turn into and just use those, I mean, the insane intangibles and tangibles that he has. 7'4", he almost has a 10-foot long wingspan, which is absolutely ludicrous. This could be a very interesting pickup for the Los Angeles Lakers. And I think at this point now, with those combine metrics and all these different things, it is an unreal. I would love to just see it. At the end of the day, with the 55th overall pick, you don't really have anything to lose. I would just love to see the guy kind of go out and attempt to dominate, not necessarily the Lakers, NBA team, but even the G League. See how he develops in the G League. Stash him down there for a couple of years. See how he performs, and if he manages to, figure out. I mean, funny enough, as bad as his stats are in the NBL, I feel like if you put him next to Luka Doncic, a guy who's 7'4", he would find a way to be productive. And will they do that? No. But it is funny to kind of think about. They find a way to be productive, with this guy. And at the end of the day, like 7'4", Roko Zakarski. I want to see it. Because you look at their center depth right now. I mean, we're talking about Jackson Hayes, Maxi Kleber, all these different guys. It doesn't really, shine. And they need to go out and get a starting caliber center. Could this guy be a backup center? Like, I don't even think next year is a realistic projection for him to be a backup center. But again, the only reason his draft process, is falling down into the 50th overall pick is because of injury. And again, some people say 7'2", some people say 7'4". I'm going to go with 7'4". Let's have the glass half full approach rather than glass half empty. He is a very good basketball, prospect. Now, very good regarding who the Lakers can actually get. Are they going to go for, a guy they've liked for a while in a system with the 55th overall pick, maybe an older prospect? It's possible. At the end of the day, let me know down below your thoughts are on this. Insane, and it's a very fun discussion point because, as Lakers fans, of course, the draft isn't that exciting because usually we don't have our first round picks. Of course, we had Dalton Knecht last year, but when you don't have them, scavenging some guys down there could be neat as well. But I also want to discuss something LeBron James said on the latest podcast here. He admits to hearing fans' frustrations about the NBA, and I just want to bring this up as a talking point real quick because I'm curious to see what you guys think about it. And he says, fans, I want you guys to know that we're listening. We hear you guys. We're listening. We always want to make sure the game of basketball is viewed from y'all's point of view, and y'all love the product. We're always trying to figure out a way to get better, but the game changes. The conversation on, I wish the game was like this, that's too far to even be thinking about those types of things. And he's, of course, talking about, the conversation about foul baiting, three-point shooting, all these different things. And, of course, the team has vastly changed. So for LeBron James to come out and say this, I just want to see what your thoughts are. Are you happy with the product the NBA has now? Do you think LeBron, what do you think about the current product? And, of course, LeBron saying they hear him and they hear the fans and all these different things. So let me know down below what your thoughts are on all of this. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a crazy time. The NBA season is almost over with the finals coming up soon. And, both conference finals and, of course, the finals matchup. Then the news is really going to start hitting even harder. So stay tuned. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. And you guys are absolute beasts. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.